an hour. I really wanted to do this today. So if you're new to my YouTube channel, I really appreciate you coming on whatever time you find this live stream, whether you find it live or later on as a video. So my name is Jonathan O'Halloran, and I'm a teacher and a mentor, and I help people, I help men and women, mostly who have got an anxiety disorder or anxiety in general, and I help them to change their life. I've been teaching now for 12 years. During that time, my teaching has evolved. So I've helped both men and women to overcome pretty much every anxiety you can think of. Most anxieties I've helped people to work through. Now, I haven't got time to tell you all my story now because I want to give my time towards teaching the lesson today, what I want to share and give to you today, which is a daily discipline routine that I live and practice every day. It's changed my life. I give it to my clients who do my paid mentorship, and I also share it for free on all my social media platforms to help anyone who wants it and who can apply it. But I'll give you a quick background on my story. You can go on my YouTube channel. I've put my stories all on my channel throughout the different videos. But to get right to the point, my story is basically, I was quite confident growing up, maybe like you were. I was quite trusting of people. I was quite loving and outgoing. And then I got bullied at school, and the bullying really frightened me and really broke me down, and it affected my confidence. It made me ashamed. It made me scared of people. It made me scared to speak, and it affected me for many years, and it gave me an anxiety disorder. So as a result of being bullied and traumatized and frightened, I later on started to suffer from a lot of mental health problems: paranoia, depression, anxiety attacks, intrusive thoughts. In my early 20s, I started to feel suicidal. So I hit rock bottom. I've been to rock bottom with anxiety and depression and loneliness. And on 2 occasions, I've been able to build myself back up with my faith. I didn't do it all on my own, but I did it through my own effort and help of mentors, family, friends, good people, and my faith. So in my 20s, I was able to rebuild myself up, and then I had a mental health breakdown after being successful at achieving most of my goals in my life, one of which was helping people. Then I had a mental health breakdown at 34, and I've made a full recovery, and now I'm age 40. What I'm going to be teaching today is a routine that I learned from having a mental health breakdown. So I learned this routine when I was in a mental hospital. The knowledge, the information, the experience, the mistakes, the things I did right, all my experiences that I learned throughout life, I was able to put those together and design this routine from 2017. It's taken me about 5 years up until the present day. We're now 2023. We're about to approach 2024. And this routine helped me to recover and change my life. And it's helping my clients. And I'm 100% confident it will do the same for you. So that gives you a bit of background on me. I'm going to give you all of you an exercise now that you can practice. And I'm going to do it now. So right now, I'm quite anxious and I'm a little bit nervous because it's been a really good day today and I haven't really had time to relax. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to show all of you how I deal with anxiety when it hits me and how I've got better at not fearing what people think. So I call it out because I've got a lot of tightness here. I can't fully breathe, so I'm going to breathe a bit and got to breathe, because this is what happens when you get anxious and you feel pressure or you feel stressed or you start getting thoughts of what are people thinking. I'm going to calm my adrenaline down. Most of this is excitement because I want to teach, I want to give, and it's been an awesome day today. I woke up, I did the whole routine that I'm going to teach, so I'm going to calm my adrenaline down. I'm going to breathe. A lot of this that we get, a lot of it is trauma. It's life, it's excitement, it's confidence, it's insecurity. It's a mixture of all the emotions. So most people that have got anxiety, most people in general, and I understand, I'm not judging them, they're too fearful to call this out. And I used to be the same, but it got to a point where it's causing me so much pain. I couldn't give public talks, I couldn't really communicate with my family, I couldn't enjoy myself around my friends, my family, or at times in my life when I had a relationship, because I was too scared to call it out. I was the shame and the fear of what the other person or what people would think frightened me, and I overcame that fear by calling it out and testing it and beating those intrusive voices that say, well, what are people going to think, so forth. So I'm getting calmer now. I'm finding my voice and I'm breathing. A lot of this is creative energy. All people have this, and it takes tremendous courage. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes to settle down. Try this exercise. Anytime you feel overwhelmed with anxiety, it's going to take a lot of courage, but it really helps my clients and it really helps me. I don't let fear bully me or trick me or blackmail me or shame me into feeling that I've got to hide this. It's not dishonest, and it's not a bad thing, and it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Let me ask you a question. I've also said it. If you've got, some of you might have children, you've got kids, or if you've got a good friend or someone you cared about, if they were suffering, if they were with you right now and they had anxiety and they couldn't breathe and they couldn't speak, they got stuck in anxiety, wouldn't you care for them? Wouldn't you want them to say, oh, by the way, I'm anxious right now? Any decent person in their right mind would totally be okay with that. I'm the same. So sometimes we don't realize that the way we treat other people, which I teach people to be kind, we don't always do that to ourselves because we feel somewhere that we're not worth it, we're not good enough. And I help a lot of my clients to develop a better relationship with themselves by the honest confession. Now, of course, you don't have to always call it out because you're not always going to be nervous, which is great. And it's also good humility. So, getting my voice back now. I'll get some questions as well. I hope the questions is working here. So you can ask me any questions, and I'm gonna share this routine. A lot of the anxiety that I get is a lot of it's creative energy because I'm excited and I'm enjoying my life and I want to share a lot, and it's just learning to kind of settle down. I had it as a kid. I was very excited. I know a lot of people use the term ADHD. I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD, but maybe I did have it. So there was a lot of excitement, and there was a sort of challenge. I found it difficult to sometimes process emotions and speak, because the emotions would kind of get stuck, the good emotions. And again, it's being okay with these things. That takes time. Right, so let's get into it. So the daily discipline routine for people that have got anxiety, or even people that wouldn't say they have, but pretty much everyone's got anxiety. What it consists of, it basically consists of this. You can do it in any order, what suits you. So don't feel pressured. There's no pressure to do this. There's no pressure to get it right. There's no pressure to compete with me or the next person. It's all about, hi there, it's all about taking one day at a time. So the daily routine in any order, but I'm going to give it to you in the order that I generally practice it, right? But again, you can apply it to your order, and all my clients do this. I've actually done it today. I live it every day and it's life-changing. So the first thing is gratitude. So gratitude is, as soon as you wake up, the most simplest way to practice gratitude is 2 words. Just wake up. As soon as you wake up, right? As soon as you open your eyes in the morning, just say thank you. Thank you for being alive. That's all you've got to do to start with, right? Now, obviously, you can go further than that, and I go further. So I'm going to share a bit more about what I do, and you can apply what works for you. But again, please don't feel that you have to do what I'm doing. I don't want you to compete with me. That's not the teaching. And I don't want you to compete with anyone. I want you to apply it according to your values, your personality, what works. But the principles are the same. So when you wake up in the morning, thank you. What thank you does is, thank you interrupts the anxiety that we wake up in the morning. Most people with an anxiety disorder wake up frightened. They wake up anxious, and as soon as they wake up, intrusive thoughts hit them. They worry straight away. They worry about their health. They worry about their money. They worry about their relationships. They worry about them. They worry about how people view them. They worry about the future, what they're going to do. And it all comes at everyone. This is normal to begin with until you start to make progress. And I had this really severely. I had it to this extreme. So I hope everyone knows that when I'm sharing my story and teaching, I'm not putting anyone down or judging anyone. I was at the extreme, so I've got compassion, I can relate. I'm excited because I know that you can overcome this and change your life because I did it, and if I can do it, anybody can. So you say thank you. Another way of gratitude is you listen to music that you enjoy. I would recommend music that's got a good spirit with it, that's positive. I like love music. I listen to some 80s love music. I also like Christian music, and I also like some soundtracks. But again, you got to do what's right for you. So you wake up in the morning, thank you for being alive, thank you for having another day. We're not denying that there's challenges. We've all got challenges. So we're not lying about our challenges, but first of all, we're saying thank you. Now, if you do that every day, you're going to start to notice a big difference with how your anxiety, even if it's just slightly, will start to reduce. Your confidence is going to go up. And even if you find it hard to be negative, you will start to feel better because you are interrupting the anxiety, the negative story, the programming that you've probably been living out for all your life, and you're going to snap out of it. So that's one way. Another thing you can do, what I do, is I pray. But again, I respect everybody's got their own faith, but I can share with you what I do. So I do a prayer, and I also do a longer prayer for about an hour. But I'm not suggesting that anyone else has got to do that, but if you want to do that, great. So I say thank you when I wake up. I listen to some music, or I listen to Les Brown, who changed my life. He's a brilliant human being. And when I do my praying, and then the next thing is I make the bed. I get all my clients to do that. Because making the bed is daily discipline. If you don't make your bed, how does it make you feel? It makes you feel scruffy. It makes you feel stressed. So it's about getting the fundamental basics of daily living correct. So wake up in the morning, thank you, put some music in, say your prayers, and then make the bed. Let me get to this question, and then I will continue. I like the questions. All right, Joseph. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I appreciate that, Joseph. I'm glad you appreciate it. About respect, about responsibility. Yeah, you understand it. That's great, man. Appreciate that. Absolutely. A lot of what I'm sharing is what you're saying, Joseph, is what my mum taught me, my nan, my dad, and all that generation and people that I learnt from. And okay, so yeah, that's gratitude. So that's the basics of gratitude. Now, obviously, you develop these daily disciplines and you improve them. So that's not where it's going to end. So you might say, okay, Jonathan, so I'm going to practice that. I'm going to wake up in the morning. I find gratitude hard. That's fine. These things come in time, but I'm just going to say thank you. I'm going to make my bed. Brilliant. If you do that, you're already doing great. Even if you can't do all the next bits, you'll develop them in time. So that's gratitude. The next thing is when you get out of bed, and I'm going to teach you, a lot of you today, from my mistakes, because I've made all of them and how I've put it right. You know, things like this, right? I've got my tea here, or you've got your drink. You know when we have food and stuff, and we leave it out, and the next morning we wake up, we see it, we go, I can't deal with it. That's anxiety speaking. Anxiety says, I can't deal with it. I can't do the washing up. I can't wash the floor. At my worst, it even comes in and says, oh, I don't want to take a shower today. Oh, brushing your teeth. So that's when you go, now hang on a minute. I am going to take the dishes out, put them in the dishwasher or the sink. Self-respect. And I want to get this anxiety down, and I want to experience peace in my day. So I'm not going to put those things off, but I'm not going to judge myself and be hating on myself and listen to these voices bullying me and punishing me. I'm going to do it from a calm place, one day at a time. So you clean your apartment, So the next thing, and you can go as far as you want with that. I maintain clean my flat every day, because if I don't do it, I don't feel great, or it can hinder me, and I can't set an example to my clients or anybody if I'm not accountable. And I enjoy doing it. So you do your gratitude, you clean the apartment, you take a shower, you put some clean clothes on, you leave the house. You've already done two parts of the daily discipline routine. You've done the gratitude and you've cleaned the apartment. You've showered, you've got your clean clothes on. You've left your apartment, your home, wherever you're staying. I don't care if you're staying on a friend's couch, if you're at a university campus, if you've got your own apartment. I don't care if you're living in a 12-bed mansion. That's not the point. The point is the daily discipline. It changes your life and it reduces anxiety, enables you to live your goals and your dreams and to live each day in gratitude, build confidence. And whatever your life is now, your life will be better for doing these daily discipline routines, habits. Okay, so we've covered that. So we covered the first step, gratitude. The second step, cleaning. Now we're on to the third one, which I love, which is exercise. So I'm going to make it simple for men and women. You're going to do at least 30 minutes. How's that? There's not too much pressure. I'm not asking you to do 4 hours in the gym, and I'm not asking you to go and run a marathon straight away, even though these things are great. I'm asking you to start off, and we're going to practice the basics. We're going to start one step at a time. So the 30-minute workout can be any routine that works for you. I'm going to give you some of mine, just to give you some options. So you can go and do a 30-minute run in the park. Get your shorts and t-shirt on, go for a nice run. If you need visual inspiration, go on my YouTube channel. You can see all my workouts. You can see me running. I've got hundreds of videos running and training. It's on my Instagram, my TikTok, and my YouTube to motivate you if you need that. Even better if you don't. So you can do a 30-minute run. If running doesn't work for you and you don't want to do running, you don't have to. Go to the gym and do 30 minutes of weight training. If weight training doesn't work, do 30 minutes of boxing, hitting the bag. There's loads of videos of me hitting the bag. If running isn't for you, if weight training isn't for you, and if boxing isn't for you, do swimming. Swimming is amazing. Swimming is life-changing. My dad recommended me to do swimming in 2017 when I was recovering from a mental health breakdown. I took his advice. It changed my life. Just for 30 minutes, at a nice slow pace. Obviously, if all those things don't work, do something that is fitness, some form of fitness. There's so many different routines that you can do in the gym. You're going to find one that works for you. So that's the third part of the daily discipline routine. You work out. I wouldn't recommend that you train every day because that's overdoing it and you're going to burn out, right? I'd recommend, unless you do very light workouts and you feel right, it feels right, go ahead. But I'd recommend that men and women exercise. I would say 4 times a week is enough, maximum 5 with 2 days rest. Okay, so that's the third one with the exercising. Moving on to the next one is eating healthy. Now, before all of you start getting stressed out, gradually. I'm not asking you to stop eating all of the junk food straight away. And I'm certainly not judging you for eating junk food. I've been addicted to junk food. I've changed my diet slowly if you want to do it, right? This is not by force, this is by invitation. So just start eating healthy meals, even if you just eat a piece of fruit each day, a protein bar, an apple, a banana, some broccoli, some salmon, whatever. Eat healthy food, brown rice, pasta, grains, blueberries. Just start to incorporate healthy eating in your daily routine. So that's the fourth part of the routine. So we've covered gratitude, number 1. We've covered clean your apartment, number 2. We've covered exercising, number 3. And we've just covered number 4, which is eating healthy. Now moving on to number 5, relationships, socializing. Spend quality time with your family, with the people that you love, and your friend or your friends, and make sure that you're not on your own all the time. That's not healthy for anybody, especially people that suffer with anxiety. That is the last place that any man or woman wants to be, is in solitary confinement on their own with the anxiety in their own thoughts. That's not fair, that's not correct. So of course you enjoy some time on your own, which I do and all my clients do, but you have a balance. You don't want to be on your own all the time. So number 5 is relationships. Don't neglect that. So you've got your family, spend time with them. I would say at least once a week. If you can do more, that's great, but not to put pressure on people to start with now, men and women. At least schedule every week, weekends or a day in the week. I do this. I go and see my family. Or if you can't get to your family in person, a phone call. I keep in touch with my family. It's great. Your family mean a lot to you and you mean a lot to them. And then friends. So you can, again, you can alternate it. So you could say, okay, this week I did my daily discipline routine, Jonathan. I did my gratitude. I did cleaning. I did my exercise. I did eating healthy. And I went and spent time with a friend. We went for a coffee for a few hours or for a whole day. Brilliant. Again, it's about keeping it simple, basic, and having a structure in your life. Everybody needs structure, especially people with anxiety. They need a routine. They need discipline. They need accountability if they want to live a good life and be happy and healthy and be able to go on and live, if you want to achieve your bigger goals and dreams. And this is what this routine does. So not only does a routine give you good mental health, confidence, discipline, and a strategy and tools to lower anxiety and keep it at a healthy level, which is normal and healthy, but it also gives you the tools, the character, the discipline, the confidence to go on and pursue your goals and your bigger dreams, whatever they are. So that's the 5th one. Moving on to the last one. There's about 5 to 7 here. So now the next one is what I call creativity. I'm going to explain what that is. You need to be creating every day. So let me make it very simple for you. If you're running a business, you need to be creating, obviously, right? If you run a business, you want to create content to give value to your customers or your clients. And that's what you do. That's why you enjoy business, helping people, serving people. If you don't run a business, being creative is being kind to other people. It's all about the energy that you're carrying, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, your spirit. You're sharing that. If you don't continue to share it, what happens is you get more trauma, more depression, more pain, more emotional problem, more anger, more depression, more loneliness, because you're not sharing, you're not getting it out. So creating is sharing, is serving, and being kind to other people. You don't need to be a businessman or woman to be kind to people. You can be kind to people at your work. You can consciously practice being kind. Being kind to people is probably one of the most challenging, advanced human practices known to man and woman in today's world that we're living in. Most people struggle to be kind to themselves, let alone kind to other people. But everybody can get this with practice and with daily discipline. So that goes on to number 6, being creative. Being creative is also about writing. Writing's really good. I like writing. I think everyone does once they put their mind to it and they overcome their fears. Speaking. So it's that whole creativity around doing what you love and helping other people. The more you help other people, the more your anxiety goes down. Anxiety will massively increase if you're not being kind to other people, you're not helping people, you're being too selfish, too much about yourself, you're always wanting things from people. I've made that mistake, all of us have. It's a lonely place, it's a painful place, it's a hurtful place, and after a while, it becomes very boring. So of course there's a balance, and of course there's times where, you're in need, and your needs will be met. So creativity is about being kind, giving, being creative, because if you're not, as you know, and I think all of us know this from when we were younger and we're kids, we get stuck. We have a lot of kindness in us, we have a lot of love, we have some emotional problems if we haven't fixed them, anger, shame, pain, guilt, loneliness, addiction. It all gets trapped and you feel like you're suffocating. I've been there. So to free yourself from that, communication, kindness, creativity, and every single person has got a talent, whether they believe it or not. I've lived long enough to know that. I've been coaching for 12 years, mentoring people from all around the world, and I've never met a person in my life, I've never met anybody in my life who doesn't have a talent, even if they don't believe it and they don't believe what I'm saying. They have got a talent, but to get to that talent, you've got to build discipline, accountability. So that's the creative part, and that's it. That's the routine, and you can add more onto that but that is it. I've gone through the 6 different practices. You can also make it 7, but they are all the things that if you practice regularly, it's going to change your life. And you can also, obviously, you can incorporate other things, but if you think about it and you feel about it, if you look at all these characteristics and all these habits and lifestyle, it's all positive, it's all good. Being kind, being grateful, eating healthy, cleaning, having respect for other people and yourself, and all of that combats anxiety, intrusive thoughts, low self-esteem, paranoia, all those things, all those challenges that people deal with, trust issues, not being able to trust yourself, addiction, it starts to take care of all these things. Now, that's the routine. I am continuing, which is great. I'm not in a rush. I'm sharing this teaching all around the world. So it's not like I've shared it today and I'm never going to say it again. I live this every day. I love it. And my clients do. And it's part of my story and part of my teaching. So for those people at the moment who don't feel confident that they can do this on their own and they need help, you can apply for my mentorship. I do paid mentorship. I just want to say, I only work with people that are committed on my paid program, so I wouldn't accept people on who don't have the right attitude. You've got to be committed because life's too short. I haven't got time to waste. But for those people who are not committed and ready to do the paid mentorship, you've got it all for free, and I want you to succeed with it and apply it and speak to your friends and family, get support and practice it every day. So at the moment, I've got 3 clients on my 1-year program that I work with in person and over Zoom. I've got another client over Zoom, but I do Zoom coaching. So if any of you want to book a 1-hour Zoom coaching session, the sessions are great because you're not obligated to do any more coaching, and I'm not obligated to take you on. It's pay as you go, it's an hour. On the paid hour mentoring session on Zoom, you can speak to me about the anxieties that you've got. It's good therapy, you can get them out, I can help you. One of the best ways to overcome anxieties or an anxiety problem is to speak it out with someone that you trust, someone that understands and can help you. And I give my clients space. I don't interrupt them. I give them a safe space to get out their concerns, what's bothering them, what fear it is, what anxiety. Honest confession gets it out. It frees you, it heals you, gives you confidence. The second thing that I do on the call, you can ask me any questions that you've got. If you want to ask me a specific question, I've got the answer. I'll help you straight away on the call. I don't hesitate to share my story on the call. Anytime a client wants me to share my story to outline a certain challenge they're struggling with, I share it with them. It really helps them. They don't feel that they're the only one, and they feel, which they are, that they're on the same level as me. None of us are better than one another. I don't operate like that. It's not who I am as a person. And it helps them to overcome their anxiety. Then on the call, I give you the program, the daily discipline. So on the hour, you can get a pen, sit down, I'll write the program out for you. I'll email you the program if you need me, because I've got it all written up on my phone. And after the hour call, you've got a program for life. Now, if you do enjoy the hour, and I enjoy working with you, and I trust you, and you trust me, and I know that you're going to keep showing up, you can continue doing sessions. And if it feels right for both of us, we can do a long-term program. But this is if, there's no pressure. So I'd have to see if you want to apply. My email address is below. Send me an email. I know that your problem's going to be anxiety related, but I need to know what your goals are. The more specific you are, the more I can tell you if I can help you or not. And then we'll go from there. So that's the Zoom coaching that I'm doing. To apply for my in-person coaching, you can also email me about that and I can explain more. But to qualify you and accept you on a long-term program, I'd have to do an actual call with you to see if I can work with you, you've got the right attitude, and I could find out more about what your goals are, because as I said, everyone who's got anxiety has got different goals. I'm helping a client at the moment. He's done a 2-year program with me. We've got a great relationship, and I've helped him to build a business in 6 months, and I'm still mentoring him and holding him accountable. And he's a brilliant person. He coaches men and women who specifically have got social anxiety, and he runs events and helps them. Another one of my clients, I'm helping him through his anxieties with all areas of his life. Another one of my clients, I'm helping him at the moment, also with all anxieties, with discipline, with relationships, finances, emotional challenges, etc. So that gives you a bit more of an insight of what I do, how my programs work. But if you've got any questions about my programs and mentorship, send me an email, I'll answer them. Right, you can follow me on Instagram. All my my diet's there, my routine, client transformations. So much teaching is free online on my other platforms that can really help you. So we'll get some more questions. I'll do another 30 minutes. So another thing that I'm going to go through now. So now you've got the routine. I really recommend any of you, if you can, watch this stream back and make notes. I want everyone who wants the routine, I want them to have this in print, because what happens to a lot of people, and I've had it with clients, I tell them the routine, they're excited about it, they don't write it down, and then they forget, and they don't know what order to do it in, and that creates an anxiety. So write the routine down. I've written it, it's on my Instagram, and I've put it somewhere on YouTube, right? But for now, write it down. I write it down. Write it down, memorize it, so you get into a habit of applying it, because again, with so many thoughts going on in our head, we have busy lives. If you don't organize your life and the routine, you're going to forget to do things. And that's what the routine is. The routine consists of all these things: gratitude, accountability, discipline, goal setting, routine, structure, and so much more. So when people say things to me like, do you help your clients with accountability? Of course I do. That's massive part of my teaching. Do you help your clients to figure out what their purpose is in their life and what direction they want to go in if they're a little bit lost? Yes, if they're committed, I do. I can help them and support them and mentor them and brainstorm and get on a call, or mentor them in person over coffee, get them to write things down and process and confess, and until they figure out, oh, that's my purpose, that's what I want to do in my life. My anxiety is holding me back. So the routine teaches you so many things, and I'm still learning myself. I'm learning every day. I'm like, this routine's amazing. I didn't know that. Now, so you're going to learn. You're going to learn through practicing it. But I will be honest, guys and girls, you're not going to learn if you just watch my videos and hit like and just, tell yourself lies that you're doing it when you're not. You have to apply this, and I'm asking you to do it one step at a time. So I'm not suggesting that you do everything in one go. Just practice one thing to begin with. Even if you just wake up every day and say, thank you, I want to practice gratitude, and you do that for 30 days, brilliant. Or I love it when people write to me, or I get messages or clients in person, or on all the platforms in person. I meet people in person, which is great, and online they say, I followed your videos and I've started applying your routine. I've started to go out and I've been doing runs in the park. Brilliant, well done, that makes me happy. And you're already improving your fitness. Or I watched your videos and I've started to make my bed since following your routine. Great. So don't underestimate the power of just starting and doing what you can right now. And you can do that right now. These things are available. And that's why I say, in the short, I help men and women who've got anxiety to build confidence and discipline and to change their life. That's true. But on a deeper level, I'm helping people and teaching them, and I'm living it myself, how to live each day in gratitude. Because we've only got one each day. We're not promised next week, unfortunately, or fortunately. So living in gratitude is appreciating now, living the best life now. And people often put that off and say, I want to live my best life. But, when they're 30, they say, well, when I'm 40, I'll live my best life. Or for a lot of young men and women, they're 18 and they say, well, I'm going to live my best life, and by the time I'm 30, I'll be successful. That's not the right attitude, in my experience, because what you're saying is, I'm going to be miserable now. I'm 25 and I'm going to be miserable for the next 5 years, and then I'll be happy. You're kidding yourself. That's anxiety speaking. So, of course, we've all got goals and dreams that take time. But we can appreciate today by practicing good values, having a good attitude, working on improving your attitude, respecting other people, being kind to others, and being disciplined. When you do these things, you're happy right now because you're living the best life you can now, and that builds into the next day. So think about it, right? Let me give you some examples. Please get your questions in, and please interrupt me. I want to answer your questions and help you, but I'll keep running. So I speak to a lot of men and women throughout my career that I mentor, or friends, and they say to me, yeah, I really want to live my dreams one day. I want to start my own business, or I want to make more money in my business, or I want to be a singer, or I want to be a teacher, or I want to be a speaker, or I want to travel the world. And that's excellent. You know, your goals and dreams are real. Your goals and dreams are real. They're there for a reason. But the mistake they make is they don't work on the daily discipline of enjoying each day and appreciating what they've got. And I understand it. I did the same. It's not judgment, but it is a correction. And what they don't realize is you're not going to achieve your goals and dreams if you don't live each day in gratitude, because the things that you need to do today, tomorrow, and for the next 5 years to achieve greatness, you're going to have to build discipline. And if you don't build discipline each day, unfortunately, although you've got the talent and you're brilliant and you deserve it, you sabotage it. You won't have the character to sustain it. And that's what a lot of people do. And I did that in my life. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and get it right and save yourself 10 years. So what's the point in setting a goal for 5 years' time to achieve that you're hoping will make you happy, but you're not happy right now? And I'll ask you this challenging question. It's a bit thought-provoking. Why are you not happy right now? Why can't you be grateful now, right now in the next hour? And you'll realize that your anxiety will come up with a lot of different excuses and reasons and say, well, because I don't have enough money, or because I don't have the right relationship, or because I'm not happy in how I feel about myself, or my life isn't right, my house isn't right, I don't have the right car, I don't have enough followers. All these reasons, they're all excuses. They're all fear. They're all anxiety speaking, and I understand that. I understand we're human, and it's life's tough sometimes, but still, okay, you don't have all those things. What have you got right now? You're alive. You're breathing. You're healthy. You've got food. Gratitude. You see how it works. And if you go, oh, you actually, I've had it with clients so many times in a session. They're going through agony. They're going through a lot of pain in the session. And they say, and I like the question, it's very brave. I love my clients. I love the bravery. I say, why are you not happy in your life? What is the reason? If you don't feel comfortable answering that, I can give you the reasons why I wasn't happy in my life and how I found gratitude. You're asking me how I'm so happy, how I'm so optimistic, how I'm so grateful, even when I've got challenges. And I can tell you why. Do you want me to tell you why? Do you want me to tell you why? Because I didn't used to have the courage to say why I weren't happy, and I always complained I didn't change it. And then they say, well, I'm not happy because this person made me angry at work, or my parents made me angry, or the person doesn't want to date me no more, or my business isn't working out, or my friends don't respect me, or I'm still resentful about someone bullying me at school, which I understand isn't nice, right? If you know my story, I got bullied too, but I overcame it through taking responsibility, forgiveness, and living my dreams and helping people. So, okay, you got all these, or I got held up to on the train. I understand that. I understand all that. That's all valid. Okay, so what are you grateful for in your life? And then they go, oh, what am I grateful for in my life? Well, I'm grateful for my mum. I'm grateful for my dad. I'm grateful for this friend that I've got that I love, that I have. I love being. I'm grateful for my sister. I'm grateful for I'm grateful for my gym. And then they start going for a whole list of things that they're grateful for. And then I say, how do you feel now? I feel better now. I actually feel better. Well, why do you feel better? Because you focused on what you're grateful for. You didn't focus on all the things that you're ungrateful for, all the things that you're resentful for. Everybody who made you angry, everybody who made you depressed, everybody that you compared yourself to on social media that you feel is better than you. They've made you feel that you're not good enough, which isn't true. but you make it true by believing it and having no gratitude and not focusing on what you have got. So when you focus on what you've got, it changes the way that you feel. And if you practice it every day, you get into a great place. Now you're in a great place. Now things start to go better for you in your life. All right, Nathan, what are the top 3 things that you think can lead to contentment, happiness, that are within a person's control? That's absolutely great. That's one of the best questions I've ever been answered on a live stream. You know what, Nathan? I don't know how long you've been on this stream. I love your question. Everything that I've just said, gratitude, everything that I've just gone through, and the daily discipline routine. I don't know if you've been following from the start. I've literally answered your question, which is a great question. Great question. I've answered it over the last 40 minutes, but I'll re-answer it again in case you haven't been on it. I'll try and simplify his whole 40-minute speech. So Nathan asked me, what are the 3 things that I think can lead to contentment and happiness within a person's control? Number 1 for me is faith. You're asking me, my faith in God. I'm not pushing my faith on you, Nathan, or anyone, but you've asked me the question. Faith. Number 2 is the love for my family, friends, and all of you people that I appreciate. And number 3 is the what's available for me every day. My home, I can eat, I can work out, I can train, I can speak. Those 3 things, Nathan, and they're all in the box of gratitude. Those things, I'm going to add a 4th one, suffering. The suffering that I've been through and that we all go through in life, which is not nice. It isn't nice, but if we learn from it and we practice these things, enough suffering will bring you, hopefully, which has brought me and many people that I've learned from, it'll bring you to, it will force you, it will inspire you, it will encourage you to look for answers. However you do that, whatever you find, and you will find contentment and happiness within yourself. Now, if you can't find those things and you say, I've tried everything, fine, you've got to keep trying. Maybe trying so hard to find these things is blocking it, maybe letting go. That's been my story, Nathan, but I'm going to do more videos because the question is really good and on point of what I'm saying today. And I appreciate you're helping me, which good people do, you're helping me to teach and share and answer some of these really intelligent questions that can help more people, yourself included, to find contentment. I think contentment comes of age as well, but it doesn't. You don't have to be 40 or 50 or 80 to be content. But I in my experience, it does come naturally as you get older. But contentment can be found by anyone of any age if they're brave enough to want to be content. So to answer your question, I think you've got to want contentment. You've really got to want it. And that means facing fear, going through suffering, learning, growing, and all the above. Next one. Okay, I'm going to share it. I'm going to be brave. It's very advanced, but I'll share it. This has been helping me a lot lately in clients, and it's come naturally. Another great exercise with people with anxiety, and I practice it every day. I'm going to do more videos. It's simple. It's really, really challenging, but you can get it with practice. 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day to find space so you can actually relax. Please answer the questions, and I'll be keen to know. How many of you, be honest, honesty is the best policy. How many of you actually find at least 1 hour a day where you're not anxious, you're not terrified, you're not overwhelmed, you're not overthinking? You can sit down on your own, wherever you are, or with good friends, and just relax and just be with yourself for an hour and be calm and stop the thoughts, calm the thoughts down, calm the worry down, calm the incessant urge to do things. An hour of relaxing is life-changing. And I never thought I could do it because I had such an anxious mind and such an anxious person and a lot of energy and always feeling that I want to do the next thing or do everything for other people, please everybody. And as I got older, I learned that. And I didn't learn it on my own. I learned it through back to your question, Nathan, hard times, having a mental health breakdown, being in a mental hospital after having some success, and being selfish and being ignorant and being too selfish and good as well, and people pleasing and learning and struggling, having a breakdown and having no choice to sit in a cell and have to learn to be with myself and calm down. And, training, swimming and boxing and the exercise, training, which is something that I love, and I know a lot of you do, and I want you to, I hope you feel the same way that I do and you enjoy it. After training, you calm down the adrenaline, and I find it's easier to relax. And I can get into that space now, but obviously I'm going to speak because it's appropriate for me to speak and teach and help and connect and mentor you and allow you, all of you as well, to bless me as well. So practice in a space, we did it when we were younger. We naturally did it. No one had to say it. I know I did it. I know all of you did. Let me know if you relate. When I was a kid, I was hyperactive. I played video games. We played football. I went out with my friends. I went to their house. They come to my house. I went to my cousins. After a while, I was exhausted. I needed an hour to just relax, be on my own. And those spaces were beautiful. Those spaces were not feeling threatened or frightened or overwhelmed or stressed or angry or emotional, too emotional in a negative way, just nice and calm. And now I'm just sitting down, not thinking, good old Bruce Lee, but feeling, being in your heart, being calm, and you appreciate that. And then after the hour, I want to get up and, whatever, spend time with family or, do what you've got to do, go to school or go to work. So that is something that I will talk more about on the channel. It's an advanced practice that anyone can learn, and some of you might be doing it already, but it's good to make you aware of it. And that has come again from me practicing the daily discipline routine and also teaching it and continuing to practice it. I know there's going to be quite a lot of people, which is great, that are going to watch the stream later on. Please don't be nervous or shy to ask me questions, because I can answer the questions later on, and I'm going to continuously answer questions, because for me, answering your questions is sharing my story, because I've got a 20-year story to share with people about my battles and struggles and trials and tribulations and challenges with anxiety, all my insecurities, all the challenges, all the things that I've been through. People can take strength from that. And I guess you could say a lot of the successes that I've had, the simple things and the bigger things and the breakthroughs and the improvement with being more calmer and living a more peaceful and a loving and a joyous life and just being able to appreciate life more, I can share that with people. Does letting go of societal expectations of who you should be come naturally with age, or does it take practice? Isn't it hard to feel adequate in a culture when you don't meet the standards? It's a great question. Yeah, for me, I'm going to answer. You're asking me to answer from my experience. It come with both, Nathan. It come with age. I'm 40 now. Mine started to come when I was 34. Everyone's different, so I don't want people to compare age. And secondly, it come from me practicing and wanting it. My faith helped me. Mentors. I've mentored people for many years. And because of, I've been, like everybody, searching for answers, how to improve, live a better life. So yeah, but it doesn't have to be that. That doesn't mean that's going to be true for everyone else, just because that's been the case for me. But it also comes from having the courage to, want to find out who you are, what your values are, and live from that place. And that's the, I suppose that's the deeper part of what I teach people that are committed. The questions you answers are within my teachings. Things like marriage are beautiful and all these things, but it's about what's right for you and doing it for the right reasons. But yeah, it takes a lot of courage and strength to not feel pressured by, as you said, the expectations of society. But I think there's some things in society that are really good. I don't think it's all negative. But I think there are things that are negative, like anything in life. There's going to be pros and cons and negatives, but you've got to find the right way for you. And I found the right way for me. And that's through the things that I'm teaching But really, people have got to have the courage to follow their heart. If you follow your heart and you be the best person you can be, it's going to lead you towards the right way to go about it. You're right, Tom. Hey, Jonathan. Great to see you, mate. You're looking well, mate. What are you eating on a daily basis for getting in shape? You're doing 3 meals in a day or any supplements? And yeah, I'm happy to share it with you. Tom, you put me on the spot a bit at the moment because I'm right in the thick, right, which is great. I'm right in the thick of this talk and having this conversation with Nathan, which is great. It's good to be thrown off. So my diet it's free online for anyone who wants to learn from it. It's all over my Instagram actually, the diet that I'm doing. And I am going to explain it more. I will do a video actually, Tom. I'll do a video for you if you want, and I'll explain it because I can't think right now. I'm right in the midst of this, and I don't want to overcomplicate things. But yeah, my diet has been an ongoing relationship with dieting. It's improved a lot, and I've done it to inspire and share my story. Anyone can do it. So yeah, eating healthy. I do a lot of intermittent fasting. I find that works for me. But I also go by feel as well. If there's a day where I feel like I'm a bit undernourished, I'll eat a bit more, I'll cut back. But I'm very disciplined with my eating. With now, anyone can do it. So yeah, you can check my Instagram page. I'll put all the pictures up of the meals. All the meal plans are on there. I do eat a lot of veg, a lot of vegetables, a lot of salmon. That's my kind of staple diet. Salmon, veg, sweet potato, or salmon, veg, brown rice, or salmon, veg, broccoli, greens, and I mix up with brown pasta. Another meal that I do is chicken breast with broccoli, brown rice. A kind of staple diet that's healthy. Blueberries, fruits, veg, proteins, common sense stuff. And the diet works really well for me. Good to see you, Vivek. How you doing? So yeah, it's great because all the questions that all of you are asked, they're all questions that connect to the daily discipline routine. Like Tom's asked me about the dieting. That is part of the daily discipline routine. Nathan's asked me about, how to kind of how to live, the life that you want and be the person you want to be and not feel pressure from society and other people. And how do you find contentment? And the answer is in the daily discipline routine through gratitude, through discipline, through being kind to people, through exercise, socializing, relationship building. So it's great, we're in the right. As I was saying to my brother the other day, we are alive and alive. We're all in the right frequency. Owen, apologies, my humble apologies. We were meant to do a session, and I had so many clients and so many things come up. So we're going to book that call, Owen. We're going to catch up. We're going to have we've got the 3 hours. We're going to enjoy it, and no, and it's not a hassle at all. No problem at all. Because we both had a break. Life happens, but you're doing great, and we will do that call. Yeah, I'll answer your question. My good friend Owen is an absolute gentleman. When starting training again, what is the best way to be consistent? I think the best way to be consistent is to just not put pressure on yourself and take one day at a time. Great question. Really appreciate all of you. That goes back to that's why I call it daily. Have you guys and girls noticed I have not said yearly, I have not said monthly, and I have not said decades. It's too much pressure on everyone, on me. We can't guarantee tomorrow, one day at a time. So something that I help a lot of my clients with, and I do, when they feel stressed and they're struggling, and they might say, what about next week? So forget next week. Next week don't exist. One day at a time. So you take one day at a time and you go from there. And it's a great little way of combating the pressure that anxiety puts on us and the pressure that we put on ourselves. So one day at a time. is what you practice, and falling in love with the process. When you love something, when you're not pressured, when you're not judged, when you're not punished, and you enjoy it and you're doing a good thing, it's ethical, it's positive, it benefits you, the community, and everyone, you fall in love with it. And that's another way of finding, contentment and gratitude. Yeah, it's a very good. All your questions today, everyone's questions have been on point. They've been great. The questions help me because one of the challenges that I have, I'm still improving on, is I've got so much information and so much, learning a lot. It's not always easy to get it out. I don't teach that anymore, so I can't really speak on that. I wouldn't recommend that, Mazza, to be honest. I don't teach the approaching women anymore. But obviously, you do what you feels right for you. That was my old teaching. I've changed my teaching now. Regards to starting NoFap, I think that's great. I think it's really good if it feels right for you to do NoFap, to stop masturbation and watching porn. I practice that as well. I can do a video on that if all of you want me to do that and speak on that. I know it's a challenge for both men and women, and we all have a challenge of that. And I'm totally fine about being open about my struggle and how I take one day at a time to stay away from no-fapping or watching porn or masturbating, because it does affect you. But I also wouldn't judge anyone who does that. Couldn't do that because I've done it myself, and that's not what my teaching is about. But if people want help with that, and I know a lot of people have been asking me. My client actually said, he asked me, said, please do a video on it, Jonathan, because he said he was struggling with it, and a lot of people are struggling with it. And that comes of anxiety. If you're not in a good place, you don't have people to speak to, support, and we all get challenged with that. So I can speak on that. I don't do it that way, to be honest, and I don't put pressure. I don't have a problem with the word no fat, but I don't really call it no fat, to be honest, Mazza. I take one day at a time, and for me, my faith, I can't do it without my faith. When it comes to not watching, not masturbating, because in my life I had a sex addiction and an addiction with that stuff, and obviously in 2017 when I had a mental health breakdown, and I found my faith again. I found Jesus again, because I was Christian for a long time. I fell out. And I'm not putting my faith on anybody, but you're asking me for my story. I'll give it to you straight. So I pray every day, and it gives me the strength to abstain from that addiction. And I take it one day at a time, because we can't promise the next week. I can't trust that. If I say, well, I didn't masturbate today, which I didn't. I'm not going to watch porn, which I didn't. And I'm never going to do it again. It's too much pressure. Now, that might work for some people. That's never worked for me. So I take one day at a time to be clean, and it seems to work. So that's what works for me. That's what works for my clients. But you know what, Mazza, you got to find what works for you. But if that works for you, great. In terms of when do I see benefits, straight away. I love your question, Mazza. Great question. Straight away, one day at a time, daily discipline. A lot of people, I get it. We've all done it. Me too. We want to know when we're going to get results because we're impatient. That's anxiety. But if you sit down and relax, if you've got an addiction to, I was going to say this is a protein bar, but anything. If you've got an addiction to junk food, to porn, alcohol, whatever it may be, any negative addiction that you can't stop feeding and it's making you suffer and you want to beat it. If you go one day without doing it, that is progress. Because it's one day at a time. We can only do one day at a time. We can't do 30 days, Mazza. I can't say, right, we're here now, all of us. We're not going to do an addiction 30 days. We can say that one day at a time. Can't move the future. So take one day at a time. And yes, I understand what you're saying. If you stay away from your addiction for one day and you can keep it going for 60 days, of course you're going to see progress. But I'm trying to give you a different way of looking at things to get past the anxiety and the pressure of addiction. Tom, have you been reading anything lately that's been insightful? and practical for yourself, mate. Do you know what, Tom? The thing that I've been reading at the moment has been the Bible, if I'm being honest. That has been the most helpful thing for me. That's really helped me. But I will say the last book I read when I was on the plane, I went to Latvia, that was very helpful, was Tyson Fury's biography. And I read half of it and I loved it. I love Fury's honesty. I love this story. And that inspired me a lot. So they're the most recent books that I've read. I've been reading the Bible, and I read Tyson Fury's book, and it was great. So they're the two that I've read so far, Tom. But yeah, I'm going to do a video on that. I'm going to do a video on addiction. I'm going to cover it. My advice to anyone out there who wants to beat an addiction, whether it's with not watching porn, masturbating, it's food, it's unhealthy eating, it's an addictive pattern, we've all got them. I'd say take one day at a time. Who do I think is going to win? Fury's. I think Fury's going to win, but you never know. Nothing's guaranteed in life. But I'll go for Fury. But they're both fantastic fighters. But yeah, I'm a Tyson Fury fan, and I like Usyk a lot as well. But anyone can win that. You know, anyone can win it. It's the high level. But I'm going to back Fury. I'm going to stick with Tyson Fury to win that fight. Right, guys. I've done the hour today, so that will be it today, because I've got to get off. I've got to eat. I'm going to sleep, rest. I've got a client tomorrow. But I really appreciate everyone coming on. It was a great stream, and I'll continue doing more streams. And good luck with practicing the daily discipline routine. And as I said, if anybody's interested in mentorship, I'm doing Zoom coaching now. 1 hour sessions for people that want questions answered, support, help to overcome anxiety and live your dreams. And I'll help you in that way. My email is below. Appreciate the support. Appreciate all of your time. And we'll do it again. We'll do it when the time's right. All right. Speak to all of you soon. Good luck.